I said this on another podcast. Like, why would I want to listen to your record if I don't like how you dress?
That's
Like,
interesting.
like your swagger is gonna dictate if I want to listen to your music.
Okay. Welcome to Mental Shampoo with your host, Kimar Cain. Join me as we explore life's big questions, the unique perspectives of intriguing creators and artists. You're ready to unravel the art of living right here on Mental Shampoo. Yo, what's happening, man? It's Kimar Cain coming to you all the way live, and we are tapped in and wrapped in with Mental Shampoo Season 3. Thank y'all for rocking with me so far. And I got two special guests in the building. Never had two at one time, so you're getting an abundance of great energy on today. And y'all gonna enjoy this, man. I think y'all might laugh, so get you some popcorn and enjoy yourself. We got P3, better known as Porschia Cooper, in the building, and the beloved Nick Walker, the flyest brother you might have ever seen in your lifetime. Look, how y'all doing?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you
Starting out
on.
season 3.
Starting out season 3. We've been rocking and rolling. And shout out to Kendrick Davis, who's behind the boards back there. He been getting me right since season 2. And so, we trying to make some stuff shake over here.
Oh, bro, blessings.
Man. So I wanted y'all to come. Y'all, they didn't know that they was going to actually be here together until like later down the line. But I've been talked to the both of y'all some time ago. Nick Walker, I had the pleasure of being on your podcast. You feel me? Verbal Intercourse.
No doubt.
Y'all make sure y'all tap that out when time permits itself. And P3, we've been knowing each other for over a decade. For real. So
crazy how time has went by.
Full circle moments for real. So it's cool to see everybody kind of grow into their own, you know what I mean? From young adulthood to full-blown adulthood. You know, all of us got kids up in here. So it's like we going from individualism to parenthood and steadily building our career. So it's a beautiful thing to see. But I wanted y'all to come here today, man, because you two, I believe, are very influential.
I don't like when people say that about me.
Talk to me. Okay.
I don't know where the influence comes from.
Okay.
And I always say that, like, what makes you think I'm influential? This is me asking you a question.
Asking me. Yeah. So I believe that you're influential because you have the ear of so many people in the area. I feel like, you know, when you say something, people flock to it. That's influence to me. Same thing for Nick. That's why I say both of y'all are very influential. It may not be, you know, the rah-rah, motivational, all these things, but y'all make people laugh, you know what I mean? Y'all talk, y'all here and there, y'all will throw in some seriousness, but for the most part, I think y'all allow people to loosen up. So even if people are tight and just so serious on one end, I think y'all two have the ability to loosen them up with something on Facebook or Instagram, this, that, and the third. That's why I say influential. You know what I mean? And then, you know, both of y'all see what Nick got on up in here.
Man, I'm chilling today, man. I'm chilling today, man.
Nick, I just got my tiger's eye.
Man, I'm chilling today, man.
You know,
it went with the color.
Hey,
the off-white shade.
Listen, Nick Walker be wearing mink, man. You feel me?
Frank Lucas.
Man.
Frank Lucas.
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling today, man. Hey, man, like I tell everybody, bro, you gonna be on camera, man, you might well put a little something on.
Gotta spice it up.
Yeah.
I love that, man. And no cap, man, I'm humble enough to say this. I do learn more of how I want to present my style in such a way based off some of the things that you do. Like, so you were influenced to me. You know what I mean? In terms of fashion and things of that nature, you know, man to man.
Yeah.
But like influence, fashion, you too, man. You be putting that shit on too.
I try.
You know? So it's like, y'all are kind of one and the same to me. I don't know if y'all would agree with that yourselves.
Shaq and Kobe.
As long as I'm Kobe, so.
Yeah. You know, Scottie Pippen, MJ, Shaq and Kobe. Like, how long have y'all known each other for real?
I don't know.
First off, she couldn't stand me before.
Word.
Yeah.
I hated him.
Why?
Yeah.
I hated him.
Folks,
what was it about Nick?
First off, folks don't like me to start out to begin with.
Okay.
Before they like me, they be like, I can't stand
Can we
that
curse?
nigga.
Yeah, be yourself.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, asshole.
They
Okay.
be like, I can't stand that nigga. Before they get to know me, and they be like, oh, he cool.
Yeah.
But they be like, nah, I can't stand that nigga.
So what is it about what is it about you that you think people can't stand about you?
I think what it is about me is that the fact that like you can't really deter me from anything. Like you can say whatever you want about me,
My mind is made up.
but my chest always gonna be out, my head held high. I'm gonna walk in the room like I'm the most important person up in there.
Talk to him.
And I really don't care how you feel about it. I don't care where I'm at. I'm gonna do it every time. Like
Where does that come from?
it just come from, I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just, came from hooping my whole life. Just walk like Jay-Z say, walk like a ball player.
Okay.
Like that's just where it come from. But I think a lot of it got to do with how dare he would say something like
How
that.
dare the mitigated gall of this guy.
Like, you know what I'm saying? How dare he would say something like that? Yeah, I said it and I'm going to keep saying it. So that's just how I am.
That's real. I love that. And so season 3 is dedicated to artists and the art that they make, right? I consider y'all, outside of being fashionable and influential, I do see y'all as artists too. And so we here to talk about the art that you all make and the reasons why that you make this certain art. But I would title this one like the art of shaking tables or the art of table shaking. Because y'all be shaking tables for real. Online and
I'm trying to do it on purpose.
I mean, even if it's not on purpose, let me ask you this then. With some of the posts, do you generally think not gonna have certain responses, and then some other posts do you know, like, I know this gonna ruffle some feathers type deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything, I think, at times in relation to like Mississippi artists, whether you say, oh, I think so and so is better than everybody else out right now.
Yeah.
Or this is my top 10 artists.
My keyword.
Mine.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
It takes off. Dating posts.
Okay.
Split rent posts.
Okay. That's big these days.
Leave
They not there say 50-50 out here.
Baby daddy, baby mama posts. Things like that.
Yeah.
Drake posts.
Drake.
So, but yeah, like recently when I was checking my performances, because I am back monetized on Facebook now.
Okay.
I made a post about flowers. It was like National Flower Day.
Okay.
Sometime I think in March or April. I just made a post. I was like, hey, it's National Flower Day.
Yeah.
I was saying that to like try and draw some attention towards my new business. When I look back at that post, maybe like around 3 p.m., it was like at 2,000 retweets. And I was like, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Wow.
I just wanted to sell some flowers, but here y'all are, this post. And I think off that one post, when I checked my numbers, because my payout just started over, I made like $90 off that one post.
Dang, but
And
2,000
I was like,
shares,
I
though.
didn't. Well, now it's probably like at 10,000. I hadn't checked it anymore. But my intent was not to go viral. And that's the thing with me. Like, I never wake up and say, oh, what's going to be my next viral moment? I just make posts and go on about my day. And sometimes I come back to them. It's 100 comments. It be lit. People be attacking me in the shares. They be attacking each other. I'm like, no, that wasn't supposed to happen. But
Yeah. So I know you're a fan of mental health too. Like, does that affect you in any way when people like come at you sideways for real?
Not anymore. Because some of the things that they say sideways, I can't relate to that. Like people say, oh, you hate man, you don't have a man. Man just told me to make this post.
Yeah.
Or we laughing at y'all at the end of the day. He's like, you need to make another post to keep it going.
Yeah.
Because they never get out the way intentionally with me. So
Okay. Good deal.
Yeah, I kind of, feel the same about that. I think, I don't want to affect people's mental health if I make a post. Like, I'm just being funny, and I'm probably just my post is probably coming off something that I seen somebody else post on my timeline.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that me and her said it. that piss
because
people
of who
off.
y'all
Or
are.
he say
Yeah.
stuff like he said something.
What I
Was
say?
it last summer?
What I say?
He said something about Jackson DJ.
Oh, okay.
Oh well, I mean,
Are you
I'm
open to
looking at the
repeating it?
camera.
yeah, I will
He
repeat it.
said it.
Yeah, I
He
will
said
repeat
it.
it. I will repeat it.
I shared it.
Okay.
They got mad at me.
Damn.
They didn't say shit to him. They got mad at me.
Yeah,
I
because
almost got banned from some establishments. I won't say which one. Because y'all know I can make a phone call,
Yes,
get in anywhere.
You can make a phone call.
But it was just the fact he said it, but I was the one that got attacked.
But
So
look,
what was the post though?
look, the post probably was something about
If you don't want to say it,
no,
I
I can't remember, but it probably was like
I
90-some% of the DJs can't DJ.
Okay.
because they play Lil Boosie.
Because you got a fan of Boosie apparently.
I'm cool with Boosie, but bro, I mean, look, it's 2024. Like, I mean, what had Boosie done for us lately?
True. Other than Set It Off and the original records that we heard.
That came out in 07.
Yeah, like middle school, high school. Yeah. Okay. I agree with that.
It was it's some truth to it.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Because if you go in certain establishments and the DJs are DJing, they are stuck in a certain time frame.
Yep.
It's like it's 2024. Why are we still listening to music from 2000 to 2005?
Real talk, bruh.
And
It's
then
crazy.
they'll say stuff like, oh, well, the club owner say I got to do this, or I can't play this, or
Club owner ain't gonna care if them ass shaking.
Facts. And the money coming in.
The
a lot
money
of club
coming in.
owners say that they don't say stuff like that.
Right. Because some of the club owners don't even know what the hell. They don't know nothing about no
They
music.
probably in the back.
They ain't even there.
Yeah.
Either that or
Yeah.
So, okay. I would push back on that particular comment just to ask, what about, when we play the 90s records in the clubs or, even if there's a record from the 80s or something like that?
My thing is like, bruh, like people will say, they always look at me as, oh, I'm like blind to a lot of music and I'm really set in stone with the type of music that I listen to. I don't feel like that's the case by no means because I listen to a wide variety of music. And I also know, etiquette of where I listen to certain music at.
That's a key.
Like when I come in the club, look, Nas my favorite artist. Everybody know that. When I come in the club, I don't want to hear Nas. You know what I'm saying? But I also know Jay-Z shouldn't be played in this club either.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? but also I know that I shouldn't be listening to, like, I get, Boosie got his hits.
For sure.
But I also know it shouldn't be no Boosie 6, 7 straight songs straight, you know what I'm saying, up in this club in 2024.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? It just shouldn't be happening. It's too many other artists out here.
It's a gang of them.
Yeah.
It's like it's too easy to be an artist nowadays, I would say. Would y'all agree with that?
I would say it's easier to be less talented, but it's probably harder to make it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because artist development is non-existent.
It's non-existent.
nowadays.
Yeah.
It's not.
I will say, somebody who I think has possibly, cause it seemed like she just popped up out of nowhere, but Tyler, though, it seemed like she's had some artist development take place. I don't know if y'all kept up with her or not, but like,
Because I feel like shit. Like,
I've heard that before too.
I don't even know who y'all talking about.
The girl that sing Water.
Make me stay. Oh. That song was everywhere.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I would probably, if I heard it, the real record, I might know.
Yeah.
I'm at that age now to where I'm just like, who y'all talking
We
about?
like the old niggas now.
Who y'all talking about?
But so I mean, what does it take for a person, I guess, to quote unquote make it in these times if artist development is non-existent?
That's a good
Because, I mean, y'all the music heads. Like, you took it before I could even say it, but Nas is your number one guy. We know that you rock with Drake heavy. They both have a different it factor, if you would.
Yeah.
But, like, what would it look like for a person to, quote-unquote, make it? Like, we got Jackson's very own Akeem Ali doing what he do, and then you got Dear Silas doing what he does, and he is a strong campaigner for saying, hey, if you
saying that to make it out of Mississippi?
to make it out of Mississippi. In general, but also Mississippi, too.
If we talking about making it out of, I'm going to say Jackson as a whole,
Okay.
I mean, you got to have the money. Money going to always be the factor. there's 1,000 rappers born in Jackson every day. But, and I'm not saying that like to be funny. I'm honest. It's like 1,000 rappers in Jackson born every day.
Straight out the womb.
But
You a rapper, baby.
I mean, well, it's 1,000 rappers in the city, but how many do you? And that's how I find out about a lot of artists. You make these posts and then everybody, well, I do this, I do that, I do that.
Yeah.
Where's your music?
Yeah.
Like, how am I supposed to know what are you doing if the only thing you have to offer me is a 30-second Triller video? Like, I can't go find your music on streaming platforms anywhere.
None of that.
SoundCloud, they not even SoundCloud rappers nowadays. So, to me and what I've seen and what I know and what I've heard from actual artists, a lot of things that's holding them back are funds and being able to properly network.
Okay. Even with networking, I saw recently where they said networking can be a thing of the past in a sense, because if you create a certain thing, a buzz or a vibe, the people will come to you anyway. So do y'all agree or disagree with that?
I kind of agree. Because at the end of the day, you still have to know how to talk.
Aesthetic is important for me.
Yeah. It too. Artists, you hear some artists, they go to radio stations. I've talked to some of them at different stations. They don't know how to talk into a mic. You ask them questions. They're looking at you. They look bummy. It's like,
bro, put some clothes on. like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, and I said this on another podcast. Like, why would I want to listen to your record if I don't like how you dress?
That's interesting.
Like, your swagger is gonna dictate if I want to listen to your music.
Okay.
Like, that's just,
you got me thinking, because I immediately thought about Dipset and that whole era.
Yeah.
And how they dressed, that of course that was popular back then, but that's what made me want to listen more. I ain't never really think about it like that. But I would agree with that.
Yeah, like, your swagger is just, it's like going into a job interview. Like, I mean, you're going to dress for the job that you want. So, I mean, my thing is just like, you kind of got to be professional on all fronts. You go into the grocery store, still got to be fresh. You know what I'm saying? You going to bed, still got to be fresh.
Come on.
So
you wear pajama sets? Is that what
my boy probably in bed in silk pajamas.
What Big say? Stay fly when you bum and keep your pajamas Armani.
Come on.
I don't do no shit like that. But real talk though, like if you a rapper, I like shit. I'm a physical therapist, but you a rapper though. Like that's different. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be ready at all times.
What's your take on that wardrobe?
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of wardrobe, let's get back into this fashion wear. Because P3, you put that shit on. You took it light today, I say.
I try.
I think you took it light today. Nick, you looking, what days Lo say? Put that up, with it all white when I'm feeling godly.
Nah, man, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
And hey, if y'all don't follow this brother, make sure y'all follow with Nick, man. Because again, you be fly, brother.
Yeah.
And I've heard other people say this to you, and I'm just gonna reiterate what they said.
Yeah.
You the only nigga I know that can pull off certain shit and get away with it.
Nick was one of the first men I seen locally, probably ever, pull off a fucking mink.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Who wears a mink in Jackson, bro? Nick,
and then I remember when I wore one. I wore an all white one to the Jackson Hip Hop Awards one year.
Okay.
Got clowned, but still, I did it, and that was it. But I look at him a few years later, like this nigga, he dressed like Frank, full-lit mink with the hat to match.
Bro, we from Mississippi.
It was a way that we could have had it pop up on the screen, but I was like, he put that shit on.
You did. That shit was fly here. I ain't gonna cap.
Like, we from Mississippi, man. We all got family in Chicago, Detroit, stuff like that. Like, that's our swagger.
Facts.
Like, them my people, so.
Yeah,
man. These folks, man, don't let
We losing receipts now.
Look. Don't let these.
What you mean?
We, like he said, we have family, that dress like that or did dress like that. But nowadays, you see most people they dressing Men out here wearing dresses, they
Crazy.
carrying
The
purses.
merch, that's what they call it, don't it?
With the look, they got on the really, really tight jeans. And my uncles, my daddy don't want to be called dead wearing nothing like that.
Word.
So yeah, we definitely losing receipts.
I agree with that. You made me think about cause my mother's brother, my Uncle Charlie, soon as he hit like 18, he went up 55 and he been in Chicago ever since. Came to Madison for a little stint. His last child graduated high school, right back up to Chicago they went, right? And I got a lot of family in Chicago, but aside from him and I got some older cousins, I remember growing up and seeing like the zoot suits, like that was a thing.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
you just made me take a trip down memory lane with that. But also, what influences like you all's style, like outside of possible family members? Like, where did you get your sense of style from?
Like you said, the type of music you listen
Mhm.
to, magazines, friends, magazines. Like you will still see magazines stories, but during my teenage years and early like 20s, going to go buy a magazine
Yeah,
was the big thing to
Bebop.
do. Yeah, and just, look through, get a fashion sense. Like you said with Dipset.
yeah.
They changed the game. It was like culture change with them, the way they dress, they
Mm-hmm.
look. Like even now got on big pants. Stuff like that is coming back. I see
Yeah.
some of my favorite artists wearing big pants, layering with costume jewelry. So that's something I do now again.
Okay.
Yeah, the music, the movies,
Yeah.
art. I got a lot of stuff with Van Gogh on it.
Okay. Why Van Gogh? That's a popular one, but why Van Gogh?
I like Van Gogh because if you know anything about his story, he one of them type of people, kind of like Nipsey Hussle, that got appreciated more when he passed away.
Yeah.
Like it's that type of story. Like he literally was a starving artist, died, and it was like, oh, everybody, his shit is great. Like,
And the shit upsell.
yeah, like y'all didn't like it before he died.
That shit too,
like,
man. That shit be trash. I don't think that a lot of that money, if at all, goes to the family, huh?
Nah, like it's just one of them type of situations. So yeah, but yeah, I'm real. I don't know, man. I'm kind of like mood based when it comes to clothes. It's just whatever I'm listening to. If I'm listening to a bunch of Wu-Tang at the time, I might be baggy all the time.
Yeah.
If I'm, it just depends for me, like it's just a day by day situation.
So that brings up the question, when it comes to music influencing style, do you also think it influences like a way of life? Like they saying how hip hop is responsible for different murders and all this stuff like this. And then we see, Young Thug situation is ongoing. What are y'all thoughts on lyrics? Actually people acting out people's lyrics, although some know that it's pure entertainment, but younger kids are like using them to kind of prove themselves. What y'all think about that?
I think it's factual. Anything that you spend a lot of time consuming and can enter into your brain and and can cause you to act in a certain way. I mean, we grew up listening to artists that was telling you not to do these things, but telling you the environment about that they was growing up in. So, these artists these days, if you got children, I'm still, I'm a new parent, but I'm still thinking about future, like, okay, how do I love hip hop? How do I introduce my child to hip hop responsibly? Because our parents, well, I don't know about y'all, but my parents, they went about their hip hop shit. I had to sneak.
Yeah.
I had to sneak and listen. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
didn't necessarily have to sneak, but yeah, my mom wasn't really a fan of it though.
I had to
Grandmother
sneak.
especially. She was my grandma used to be like, boy, you need to go sit down and pray somewhere.
Yeah.
Every time I had my little CD player and she could hear the music coming through the headphone, you need to go sit down and pray somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I had to sneak, bro. So
Okay.
So
real quick,
yeah.
because I also want to know yours too. But what was do you remember the first hip hop record you heard?
First hip hop record I heard?
Yeah.
Shoot. Heard Probably hmm. I I really will say the first hip hop record that I can consciously say that I can remember hearing was probably Hip Hop Hooray.
Okay.
That I can consciously.
Hip hop. Who was that? Who was that?
That's Naughty by
I
Nature.
thought so.
Yeah.
I was about to say
Mhm.
somebody different, but I did think about that.
That I could consciously remember.
Okay. What about you?
Kiddo Boy.
Okay. Which one?
Can't be stopped.
Okay. My first hip hop record that I heard for real was Tupac. Like, and I want to say it was Picture Me Rolling.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because he's really my cousin. He's an older cousin, so he's like an uncle to me.
I thought you was going to say Tupac was your cousin. He really my cousin. I'm like, damn, shit.
Nah, but fun fact, him and my daughter share the same birthday. My daughter.
That's dope.
Yeah, so I thought that was cool. But anyway, when I would ride with him, he would always ride. He had one of them old school Suburbans, and that'll be the record that he always played.
Feel good. It's a feel good record.
Feel good record. So that's what made me want to tap more into Tupac. And then going back to the wardrobe side of things too, I was heavily like Adidas is one of my favorite brands, and it's because of Run DMC, my Adidas record.
Oh, okay.
So the shell toe is my favorite shoe because of that song. And that I got the tracksuit later, and I wouldn't wear the hat, but it's like, damn, I like that. The tracksuit, the shell toes, I like that. You got a record about your shoes. Then we know Nelly came out with the Air Force One record. I want to say I was probably 8th or 9th grade when that came. I don't really remember what year that was. But yeah. So I want to ask y'all in terms of your, I don't want to say influence now because you said you don't really like the influence word, but it's like,
cold out. I mean, I don't consider myself like all these new titles, influencer, content creator. It's like
you just being Porschia.
I just do what I gotta do or what I've always known how to do.
Yeah.
To keep up with times. And now that I've learned it gets you paid, I mean, you might as well keep it up.
Why is it important to keep up with times though? Why is that so important?
You just don't want to get lost. Like when he said something that I kind of wanted to touch bases on, like the hip hop thing. And then earlier when I say it's like we the old niggas, it's a big age difference between me and my little brother. We're 16 years apart. And like with his generation, he likes the Rod Wave and the Young Boy and the stuff like that.
I cannot listen to Rod Wave.
And when I listen to Rod Wave or I consume it, you do feel a certain type of way. Man. And I can remember vividly, like when my little brother was shot 3 years ago. And I just found myself one day, I guess it's shuffle, iTunes shuffle on a Rod Wave song. And all of a sudden I was crying. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? And it's like this music is depressing, no lie. But I remember that's all my brother would listen to or he still listens to. And it's like, this music does subconsciously take over at times. You hear NBA YoungBoy saying he do certain stuff or I think he posted a picture a few months ago. He was laid out on the floor, with a whole bunch of pills.
Okay.
That can influence somebody in that age.
Is it
group
like
to
cover
do
art or something?
No, it was just a picture on his Instagram.
Interesting.
And it was just him laid out with a whole bunch of pills to somebody like me to think, oh, that nigga about to overdose or he got something going on.
Yeah.
But to somebody in that age group generation, I need to go do that too. He doing it. That's my favorite artist. It's cool to do. And it's like, no. So.
Crash dummy mentality.
Yeah.
I mean,
crazy.
Music does have a certain spirit about it. And I will say, like, my first set of locks, the whole reason why I grew them back in high school was because Lil Wayne had locks. And that was my favorite artist, going through high school. Carter 2 is I'll say Carter 2 is my favorite out of the Carter series.
Mine too.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
mine too.
Yeah. So it's like seeing that, I can get it. And it's like, we in our 30s and whatnot, and trying to give young people grace enough to, cause my uncle be saying this too. It's okay to be dumb, but it's okay to be stupid, but it's dumb to stay that way. Oh no, it's the other way around. It's okay to be damn, how did he say it? One of them. But it's not okay to pretty much stay in the same place of perspective or thought.
Right.
And so we had to go through our shit in order to get to where we are. And we still enjoy some things.
Mhm.
Granted, we got to move a little different. So it's kind of like, and me coming out of the classroom too, I taught high schoolers. So it's like seeing that up close and in person, I'm less judgmental of them because I see what's going on every day, And then going back to the Rod Wave piece, like I had one particular student who always was tapping in the Rod Wave, like, Mr. Cain, it's my favorite artist, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why? And then they had to break. Well, one day, it wasn't even about that per se, but one day they shared some stuff with me, and it's like, okay, so this is you can better relate to this guy because of what he's talking about. So even with your brother, you know what I mean? Did y'all ever have that kind of conversation where, hey, like, this is why I like this artist? Word. If you open to sharing, not too much.
And then,
okay.
I don't know why he like NBA YoungBoy. I don't see him doing a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Some of his older stuff I had to go back and listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a few tracks I like that I might listen to every now and then. But if you check my Apple stats, it ain't nothing that I'm just constantly playing. But he would say, sometimes when I am feeling depressed or have certain thoughts, I listen to this music because I can relate to some of the stuff he says about where I used to talk about his grandma all the time. And my brother was close with his grandmother before she passed. So it's like, some people there is a such thing. I don't know the exact medical term for it.
Okay.
But there are some things that certain therapists, they use music. It's music therapy. Again, I don't know.
Sound bath or something like that?
Not exactly.
Okay.
But they do incorporate like your favorite artist into it, and they make you right also. I can't think of the exact medical term for it, but it is a form of therapy.
I'm gonna look into that.
Mm-hmm.
Look into that. So I want to talk about some more of your Facebook statuses
too. So I will say this, like when y'all was talking about yours that went viral by mistake, like that one that I had said about PWIs, I didn't think that was gonna go viral.
That took off.
Yeah, and I
they got
actually,
bad.
Yeah.
which I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I was just saying, me personally, I'm glad I didn't go to basically a PWI that has a Black Alumni Weekend. I mean, I'm glad I didn't do that.
Because there's no true purpose for it. Because you already have your Black experience.
There's somebody that went to a PWI. We don't have a Black Alumni Weekend, but I wasn't triggered by what he said.
Why do you think most people were triggered with that?
I think a lot of people. Let me think about this, because it's funny.
USM, they declare themselves to be a local,
and they not.
Yeah, they really do.
They do.
The thing is, it's like a lot of them people that go to PWIs, Black people specifically.
Yeah.
They might not say it, but subconsciously they feel like their degree worth more than the one that come from a HBCU.
Yeah, I've heard
that.
Yeah.
So when they see stuff like that, they quick to throw shade at the HBCUs because they ultimately just bringing out something that they already thought, that we are the upper echelon Black people because we went to a space that didn't like us, that we couldn't be ourselves at.
Yeah.
So, to each his own. Look, I'm glad you educated, but at the end of the day, like
the day gonna end. My bad.
That is true. The day gonna end.
I couldn't help myself for real.
Hey, at the end of the day, bro, like I just feel like it wasn't that big of a deal, and people, they're like, oh, but you went to UMMC. First off, UMMC, we don't have no Black Alumni Weekend. That is a medical center. Like, that is the only PT school we had in the state at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't going to the Grove. You wouldn't catch me dead in the Grove.
Yeah.
I'm not walking the same places where the Klan walked at. I'm not walking to the same spaces where all these people that don't like me at. Like, I don't go to spaces like that. I don't want to feel included to a space that I wasn't supposed to be at.
Mm-hmm.
So if you that type of person, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not that type. You know what I'm saying? Like
that begs the question: segregation and integration. Do y'all think it hurt or helped us integrating?
well, funding wise, which look, I've been reading a
Portia
lot.
just took a deep breath over here.
Look, I've been reading a lot of black shit.
Yeah.
So, but to be honest, I mean, you needed integration.
Okay.
Just due to like government funding, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But also you still segregated.
Okay.
So you integrated,
Okay.
but it's still segregated. They found different ways to segregate
keep it separate.
To keep it separate.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, if you go to a JPS school right now, like and you compare it to a Madison,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? It's still it's separate, but it ain't equal. It's separate and unequal.
For sure.
1000%. You know what I'm saying? Like the books,
yeah,
the funding,
mm-hmm.
all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's segregated.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's ways around all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we could go down a really dark path.
We got some time.
we could go down a really deep path, but like when it comes to like stuff like segregation would have been dope in a grand scheme of things. But we don't have the infrastructure to be able to the financial infrastructure to be able to supply ourselves with everything without government funding. We just don't.
And I believe because we're consuming more than we're producing too, though, at the same time.
As well.
And a lot of times we don't even know how to properly utilize our funds, you know, from investments to whatever the case may be, you know. And I think back to the Reconstruction era, how we were pretty much thrown in these seats back then without knowing what the hell we doing.
Uh-huh.
And so even that was by design because it's like, oh, we're going to give y'all a shot and watch y'all mess it up in the end anyway.
Uh-huh.
So now I do believe, because I know Memphis has an all-black like government for the most part. Jackson, we got our black mayor and some more stuff. But, you know, even if we get these seats, my question is, like, what are we going to do with the seat?
Well, I think right now our biggest issue is that you got, you know, a government, a state government that doesn't care about the capital city government.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got those two that can't work hand in hand, then your city gonna struggle. So really, all they trying to do to me is just stall out Jackson, and then
try to take it over,
and then take it over and gentrify the area.
How y'all feel about that? And see, you rep Terry to the fullest, but you are full blown Jackson too.
Mm-hmm.
You keep up with what's going on
I live in Jackson. I've been in Jackson for years.
Mm-hmm. So keeping up with Jackson, being from Terry, being in Jackson, where do you see Jackson going after hearing what he just said?
I agree wholeheartedly with what he said, because when you made the comment about the integration segregation, I thought about PWIs and HBCU. That's a thing. They don't want to admit it, but y'all up there in those spaces, but you not really want it.
Yeah.
I remember maybe about 2.5 years ago, I had to do a social project for a class I was taking at Bell Haven. And my area I had to do was South Jackson.
Okay.
And you had to compare where your particular city or town was from maybe 15, 20 years ago up until the present. And when I did that project, I got chills, you know, like going out there to certain parts of South Jackson. The grocery store that they do have on Terry Road in McDowell, I think it's a Food Depot. When you go places like that and you compare the products that they have in there to maybe like Kroger on 55 or Kroger in Madison, it's bad. Like the milk is already outdated. The meat already looks bad. And I feel like they purposely send products to areas like that because, you know, it's predominantly black. And they're economically challenged in areas like that. They don't have like a pharmacy out there anymore. They don't have a grocery store. The Kroger's been gone. Both the Walgreens and the CVS closed. So the nearest place that they will probably have to drive for a pharmacy is either in Clinton or Byram.
Mm.
Um, I remember a set of apartments that used to be there on Terry Road when I was younger because I had family stayed there, Castle Grande. You go down Terry Road, it's gone. The swimming pool that used to be there is, I mean, it's still there, but of course it's not in operation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just really, really bad out there.
So, whose responsibility is it for real to make sure we have, you know, idle or vital essential foods or not be a food desert? You know, all these other buildings going down. You know, like because my thing is that it's a lot of individualism.
I blame it on the government. Like you
Yeah, government.
said, when
But the
you're
people are the government, though, right?
No.
If the government isn't the people, who is the government? The people govern, right? But both of y'all said no, so I want to hear y'all take on it.
well, when I say stuff like that, think about the governor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you're taking resources out of the city as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
you're putting them in places like Flowood,
Mm-hmm.
Madison, Ridgeland, Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
And how I learned about things like that, like there was a Sam's right here in North Jackson. So when people come like other areas, Madison, Flowood, they're coming to shop and they tell you, hey, put your zip code in.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting their zip code in. That's part of the census to try and gather where the majority of your shoppers are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So if the majority of my shoppers are traveling to a place that hence they don't really feel safe in, but they got to travel here because this is the only store here. At the time, we don't have a Sam's in Madison, but there's one in Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So if most of my people are putting in, I think it's 39157, I'm not sure, zip code. If they're coming here, then let me move Sam's out here.
Mm-hmm.
That's taking resources out of the city to me.
True.
So of course the infrastructure, the money, everything we have is going to be on the decline. Jobs as well.
For sure.
If I don't have a job that I can possibly walk to or drive to in my city, then how I'm gonna support my family?
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of looked at South Jackson like that in a way.
Okay.
When Kroger's, CVS, and Walgreens left.
Okay.
So
Did you have something on that?
I mean, I pretty much agree with everything she said. It's more of a state infrastructure type of deal, and I also feel like as far as the educational system here, as well as you just got a lot of areas, not even just in Jackson and Mississippi as a whole, that don't have grocery stores, don't have like adequate
healthcare.
resources in their community.
That's true.
As far as, you just started, I think they might have just passed like Medicaid expansion.
Mm-hmm.
So you might get some of those areas back with the smaller hospitals able to have adequate funding so that they can at least have small, 4, 5, 6 bed hospitals in these small towns, stuff like that. Me working as a physical therapist in small towns, it's very necessary to have, those different areas and stuff like that with adequate health care. So it's just a lot of these issues be state government, and then, with you voting, in Jackson, you can't really, you don't really affect it that much because, I mean, there's only so much a black voter do in a predominantly white state that's voting against its own interest.
So
So, I mean, now local could do more, but once again, the state is over the local, and it's it's
my
it's a rough situation.
my next question will be, and I agree to an extent, but it's like, well, let me ask this: do y'all think voting matters in 2024?
Local does. It
Yeah.
does it does if, to me, out in Mississippi. Well, look, it matters. I'm vote, but I will say this: locally, it matters the most.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the national level in Mississippi,
Mm-hmm.
if you voting Republican, cool,
Mm-hmm.
because your state gonna always be red.
Mm-hmm.
I think. To me, the Democratic Party in this state, it ain't got no hope. But I will say, like, when I lived in Virginia,
Yeah.
you know, I waited 3 hours to vote for Barack that time. And like it was a swing state. So like voting matters on a national level. It just depends on where you at. If you somewhere in like Mississippi or Alabama, you ain't gonna change blue. Or, you probably gonna be red. If you red, it matter, I guess.
So I mean, is there any hope for the state for black folks? Is ultimately what I'm getting to too. Because local, what I'm saying is too, all of that matters, and I see what both of you all are saying. But then I'm more so like also wanting us as a people to get away from being an individual so much and actually collaborating on some things that could affect more locally, that could possibly affect state governing. I think we're segregated within our own thing.
Yeah. Because I think, to be honest, I think even creators, people that could put things together, they individuals, like, because that's how they started creating. So now,
I'm glad you said that. That's another reason why I wanted y'all here together too.
Yeah, because it's. I will say this, like I think people should collaborate more as far as initiatives, as far as like, especially like these dry areas where people can't get like fresh food, stuff like that. I really feel like that's a really big deal because, like, with me doing home health, like, I've literally done home health in a lot of rural areas in this state. And their grocery store is Family Dollar. Their grocery store is Dollar Tree.
Yep.
That's it. That's their grocery
And
store.
it be hell of them too.
And it be hell of them. And they don't have, all that stuff is packed with preservatives.
Yeah, it is.
These people are diabetics.
Yep.
They got congestive heart failure. Like, and that's a big deal. So, I just think from a person that's incorporating more green stuff into my own body, it's important.
Now, we started off on a funny note for real about shaking the tables and getting kind of a laugh out of everybody and maybe making some people upset. But then also I like this piece right here too. Because outside looking in respectfully, if the other side, if you would, was looking at us three, they probably wouldn't expect us to have a conversation like this. They probably wouldn't expect us to know the different information that we've all just shared. And that's another reason why, going back to the collaboration piece, I would like to see more of this, you know what I mean? So that, fuck them, to show us that we can actually govern ourselves. Because what y'all just said was beautiful, for real, for real. The fact that you knew all of that from your project and studying that about the city and, this shut down, and the census. Some people don't even know what the fuck the census is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what makes me kind of upset and frustrated, because it's not enough of this right here. So it's like, we can go out, have fun, do that. But then we also have a responsibility.
Right.
We, like you say, we the old niggas now. We the adults now. We got to make sure that Jackson is decent enough to where we can keep the young folks here. Because everybody's still trying to leave here.
Not to cut you off, it's going to have to be some people that's willing to pass on the torch, too.
That, too, for sure.
That's still in the way.
1,000%. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's definitely some holding the seat and don't want to move.
You in the way.
1,000%.
So.
I think either they bored at the house or they fear that, we don't have the ability, if you would, to do what we need to do. But just like you said, with changing with the times, the stuff back then worked back then. Going to college back then was the thing to do. You have had quite a few businesses and you have flourished. You know what I mean? Like, you a big dog out here. So y'all make sure y'all support P3 and then everything she got going on, right? But like, you have shown that you can be that you can self-sustain is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that you can
And
sustain
most
yourself.
of the stuff like that happens through trial and error.
Yeah.
Or it's not even me waking up and saying one day, oh, I want to do jewelry, or oh, I want to do flowers.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I run with it.
So there's power in moving in the moment versus thinking everything through sometimes, you would say.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love it, man. Honestly, I didn't expect the conversation to go this way, but I'm glad it did. I think it was very important. And I think, again, it gives a variety of conversation, if you would,
Mm-hmm.
and I think each of them are important. And I think it's also to share with people, we might not agree all the time on things, but if we can just come together as a collective and just have a pure conversation, I think that'll go far than just staying apart and disagreeing and saying,
Facts.
I don't agree with this person, so I'm gonna stay over here. I like Charlamagne the guy. He once said, his mother actually told him regarding books, and I want you to speak on what you're doing because I love that. But his mother told him, I believe, that read things that don't pertain to you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm a big biography, autobiography, self-help, mastery books. Like that's my thing. I'm trying to challenge myself to more so get into fictional books because I think that it'll spark my creativity beyond measure. I think I'm already pretty creative, but if I read like this book, like I said not the other day in Black folk term, it could have been months ago, but I watched like the whole Harry Potter movie series again and really paid attention to it this go
I've
round.
never gotten into the Harry Potter
I'll say
hype.
tap into it.
I've never gotten into it.
Interesting. As an adult and watching it, I've watched all the Harry Potter. Like I was just bored. I watched them all in probably like 2 weekends or something like that. Just binge watching.
You was in the crib.
Right.
Yeah,
I was in the crib.
You was
so,
in the crib.
And it was fun. It was fun. So, just challenging myself to being in a creative space. Like this is the new renaissance right here. And so we gotta stay sparked up and spark the next brain of somebody else, like Tupac say. We might not be the one to change the world, but we may spark the brain of somebody that would. Your brother, his son now, our kids, you know what I mean? I know Common is one of my favorite MCs, and on the record B, the intro to the album B, he said, we got arms but won't reach for the skies, waiting for the Lord to rise. I look into my daughter's eyes and realize I'm going to learn through her. The Messiah might even return through her. If I'm going to do it, I got to change the world through her.
Yeah.
So that's like when my daughter Kimar was born, I'm like, shit, like that's the lyric from me to you. Like I'm personalizing that for sure. So, we're all hip hop lovers. We all love our community. We all love to create. Let's continue to show the art of shaking the table in a laughable, comedic way, but also in ways that could push us forward. You feel me? Nick Walker, as we conclude, man, I want you to talk about your new baby, you know what I mean, with the books and everything. I love that.
Yeah.
So if you would, talk to the people. That's your camera right there.
Okay. Yeah. So the Black Bookshelf podcast, got an Instagram page, TikTok page. TikTok page been growing really well. I'll focus more on growing my YouTube page, but I still need to learn a lot about the algorithm, stuff like that.
Ken is the man.
But yeah. I need to learn a lot from you.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Black Bookshelf podcast, man, is specifically about Black literature that's created by Black authors. And you kind of sparked my energy to start this because you bought me the book The Alchemist.
Yes, sir.
I read it and I enjoyed it, and then I started reading like this year. Like I started reading a whole lot, like back like when I was like a child. Like that's how I kind of felt. And so, but I was reading all Black books, and I was like, man, I should just review the books, talk about them, stuff like that.
Love it.
And like, man, my TikTok is growing easily just by just talking about books that I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning a lot. My mind expanding, and I'm enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. Dope.
Love that. P3, what you got? Talk about the flowers. We can talk about whatever you got.
So the flowers happened, trial and error. December, just past December 2023. It was my birthday, and I wanted a bouquet. I wanted a flower bouquet, like really, really big. I wanted to consist of 100 blue roses. I didn't know anybody that could make 100 blue roses within 4 days.
Yeah.
Put glitter on them and wrap them in black paper for my birthday because I already had everything in my mind just to have the flowers.
Okay.
So I was telling the guy I'm dating, and he was like, "Do it yourself." And I was like, "I don't know how to do that. Only thing I know how to do is make bracelets." And he was like, "No, you can do it yourself." He said, "Just like how you can get on social media and be messy, you can get on YouTube."
Real shit.
He said, "You can get on YouTube, look at a video, DIY.
Yeah.
Let me know how much it costs."
Okay.
I was like, "Okay." So
Damn.
I looked it up.
Okay.
And I said, "I need this, that. How much it costs?" Gave him a price, flowers, glitter, everything I need. I had it. I made my first bouquet, mine, the day before my actual birthday. Posted it. People started asking, what is this? How can I get it?
Yeah.
Oh, I made this, but I'm not taking it serious because I'm not that good. Oh, but can you still make me one in practice? And it's like, okay, it may not look the way you want it to look or wherever you don't blast me on social media.
Yeah.
So I made 2 like in January. By January, he said, we need to take pictures. I do the videos, the pictures, and we just go from there. By February, he said, we're going to take orders for Valentine's. Take off on Valentine's Day from your real job because you're going to make back twice what you make in a day from there doing flowers.
Heavy.
That's what's up.
I took off 2 days from work just to make flowers.
Okay.
I officially made a page maybe about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
He Looks Bouquets.
Talk to him.
That's the name of my business. I do have an Instagram and a Facebook. I'm thinking about doing a website, not just right now, but if anybody needs to contact me, you can follow me. Porschia C, that's my personal page. It's the same on Facebook. And no, Twitter and Instagram is Porschia 3. Facebook is Porschia C. P Lux Bouquets is PLUXE Bouquets on Instagram and Facebook. And also, finally, because people just been asking. Conversations with P.
Yes.
Will be dropping very soon. I just wrapped up my first season. I'm about to get ready to start on my second season. So I would love to have each one of you maybe together, separately, doesn't matter, whatever y'all want to do on there. Again, first season should be dropping very soon. So with the flowers, I didn't want it to I didn't expect it to turn into what it's blooming into now, but I'm enjoying it. It is therapeutic in a way. I've taken some flower classes to learn how to better construct bouquets.
Very nice.
So I'm always taking orders, birthdays, holidays, special occasion, date nights. I did see, I know you said you want to stay away from date topics, but I did see it come up one time where a girl, she was like, if a man take me out or he give me flowers, I don't want flowers that come from the grocery store that's in the plastic. I want them wrapped in the fancy paper.
Okay.
So if y'all local, y'all need that, y'all holler at me. I'll wrap them up for you. So yeah.
Hey, Portia Cooper, man, Nick Walker. Grateful for y'all, man, taking time out to have this conversation. Again, I thoroughly enjoyed this piece, man, and I hope that people gain a lot from this conversation. I think this is one for the books for sure. Ken, what you think, bro? Hey, we got a good one, man. Listen, thank y'all for tapping in with us one more time. My name is Kimar Cain, coming to you all the way live, your favorite country cousin, your favorite Mississippian, and your best friend. Season 3, y'all. Mental Shampoo, Jackson, Mississippi's very own. The creativity, the artistry, the fashionable, Nick Walker and Portia Cooper, y'all. We out of here.
Mental Shampoo is recorded and produced at KD Creative Arts Media Studio in Jackson, Mississippi. If you're interested in taking your video and audio quality to the next level, reach out to the people here at KD Creative Arts Media Studio. If you want to grow and monetize your podcast, this is the place to be. Visit kdcreativearts.com today.